Chapter 2 India and the World United Nations Organization. After the First World War, to save the nations from the scourge of future wars, League of Nations was established, but it failed. It was for the same purpose, after the Second World War, United Nations Organization was established. The leaders who took interest to establish this world organization were the British Prime Minister Winston Churchill, Stalin of Russia, and the President of the USA, F.D. Roosevelt. These leaders had assembled in a conference at Yalta during 1945 and decided to start the UNO. Accordingly, Geography Chapter 1 India Introduction. India is a peninsula of Asia. The Himalayan mountains in the north and the Indian Ocean in the south have been separated to form a big landmass. India is called a subcontinent because of varied relief features, climate, natural vegetation, and diversities among the people. From ancient times, India has reflected unity amidst diversity and has been famous for art, literature, dance, agriculture, and industries. There are diversities of religions, languages, races, and traditions among the people. These diversities in India have enriched its culture.
Chapter 2 Cottage and Small-Scale Industries. Cottage industries are also called household industries. They are carried on by craftsmen in their own houses with the help of family members and apprentices, persons who want to learn the craft. They are mainly concentrated in villages. Wood and stone carving, basket making, toy making, handloom, pottery, carpentry, rope making, smithy, painting, etc. are the examples of cottage industries. Some of these occupations are hereditary in nature. They produce goods mainly for the local market. Small-scale industries are organized on a small scale in a particular building or shed. They may use electric power. Example, instead of hand crushing of oil, electric crushers are used. They employ laborers. Modern techniques are also adopted to produce goods. Some of the examples of small-scale industries are chemicals, engineering goods, shoes, bicycles, radios, sewing machines.
Advent of the Europeans to India. India, since time immemorial, had trade links with Europe and countries in Asia, like China, Java, and Sumatra. This trade was carried on both by land and sea routes. There was great demand for Indian products like cotton textiles, spices like pepper, cardamom, cloves, and cinnamon, diamonds, silk, pearl, and sandalwood. Horses, wines, coral, and mercury were brought into India. The trade with Europe was carried through the land route passing through the city of Constantinople. The goods also reached Constantinople through sea route.
Congruence of numbers. Let us consider the example of 12 hours clock. The clock hands have to go 2 complete rounds in a day because there are 24 hours in a day. Consider you are standing in a railway station. Your watch shows 2 p.m. but the electronic watch in station shows 14 hours. You know that both are one and the same. That is, 2 o'clock equals 14 hours. When continued further, it is clear that 3 p.m. 3 o'clock is equal to 15 hours. 5 p.m. 5 o'clock is equal to 17 hours. 10 p.m. 10 o'clock is equal to 22 hours. In modular arithmetic, this reference of equal to is considered as congruent to and is symbolically stated as, that is, 3 congruent to 15 more 12. Here, the system is more 12 as repetition occurs after 12 hours. 5 congruent to 17 more 12. 10 congruent to 22 more 12, and so on. Let us consider the example of days of week. Refer to the calendar. 0 refers to Sunday. 1 refers to Monday. 2 refers to Tuesday. 3 refers to Wednesday. 4 refers to Thursday. 5 refers to Friday. 6 refers to Saturday, and continued so on. We can find Sundays will be 0, 7, 14, 21 and 28. Mondays will be 1, 8, 15, 22 and 29. Tuesdays will be
Chapter 7. Heat. 1. Petrol engine. In a typical petrol engine, there is an airtight piston that can be moved smoothly inside a cylinder. The cylinder head is provided with 2 valves, inlet valve and outlet valve, and a spark plug. The piston is linked with a crankshaft. The crankshaft converts the linear motion of the piston into rotation. The engine is linked with a carburetor in which petrol and air are mixed in proper proportions before letting into the engine. The working cycle of a typical internal combustion engine consists of 4 strokes, namely 1. Intake stroke, 2. Compression stroke, 3. Expansion or power stroke, and 4. Exhaust stroke. 1. Intake stroke. The piston moves outwards away from the cylinder head. This results in low pressure inside the cylinder and the inlet valve opens. The fuel mixture from the carburetor enters the cylinder. The outlet valve remains closed. Figure 7.3a. 2. Compression stroke. Both the inlet and outlet valves are closed, and the mixture is compressed by the piston moving towards head. Figure 7.3b. 3. Power stroke. The compressed mixture is ignited by the spark produced by the spark plug. A lot of heat is released. The product of combustion, consisting of carbon dioxide and water vapors, expands suddenly. The piston is pushed outwards with the great force. Figure 7.3c. 4. Exhaust stroke. The exhaust valve opens. The piston moves back. The waste gases are pushed out of the cylinder through the exhaust valve. Figure 7.3b.
Chemistry. Chapter 15. Metals. Experiment 6. Take small pieces of magnesium, zinc, iron and copper in separate test tubes. Add 10 ml of dilute hydrochloric acid to each of them. Observe the reactions that take place. Magnesium, zinc and iron react with dilute hydrochloric acid to produce hydrogen. Mg plus 2 HCl gives MgCl2 plus H2 liberated. Zn plus 2 HCl gives ZnCl2 plus H2 liberated. 2Fe plus 6 HCl gives 2 FeCl3 plus 3 H2 liberated. Metals usually react with hydrochloric acid, but there is difference in the reactivity. In the above reactions which appear to be similar, magnesium reacts readily compared to zinc and copper. Noble metals do not react with hydrochloric acid at all. The reactivity of magnesium is higher than that of zinc. Hence, it reacts with hydrochloric acid more vigorously. The reactivity of zinc is lower than that of magnesium. Hence, the reaction with zinc is slower.
Chapter 4. Microbes, the dreadful viruses. 4.1. AIDS, Acquired Immunodeficiency Syndrome. Historical background. It is believed that the AIDS existed from a long time but came to light only in the 1980s. AIDS is a condition in which the inbuilt defense system of the body completely breaks down in a gradual manner. Those who are affected by AIDS are unable to withstand pneumonia, diarrhea, tuberculosis and even common cold, and ultimately die due to one or another of these infections. AIDS is identified as syndrome rather than any particular type of disease. Thus, AIDS patients several symptoms which occur together at the same time. AIDS was recognized for the first time in the United States in 1981. It was associated with two main diseases, namely pneumonia and skin cancer. Later, it was noticed among young homosexual men and drug addicts. The next group of AIDS patients included children and adults who received infected blood. These innocent people became victims of this dreadful disease. Even though scientists could recognize that AIDS was due to some infectious microbe, still it created panic among all nations, since there was no known measure to check the further spread of this yet unidentified agent. After studying the unit, you will be able to 1. Explain the structure of HIV. 2. Recognize the importance of awareness and the alertness towards prevention of AIDS and hepatitis B.